Hello, welcome to the Vehicle Space Optimization software. In this example, we will create a truck model or truck class manually, which means that we will enter the type of bay that it's used, we will enter the number of bays, and the type of axles that it will be using too. So the first step is to log in into the application with our login and password. Then we will go to the warehouse section. And the first thing we will do is go to the base section and check the ones that are there. We had previously in another example explained how to create bays. Bays are basically pallets with constraints, and they are the building blocks of trucks that can be side loaded. These are distribution trucks for beverages. So we have two types that we will use for this truck. One is the big one and the other one's the medium one, big size and medium size. The difference here with these two bays is that the maximum load height is different. One is bigger and the other one is smaller. So if we double click here and we see that we have the maximum load dimensions and the height is 2 meters. We will take note of that. 2086 millimeters or 2 meters and 86 millimeters. We also take note of the medium size. We see that 1.5 meters, okay, 1506 to be exact. Now we will go to the truck section where we can see some trucks that have been created, some truck models and some truck fleet trucks that have been created, and we will go down and we will right click to create a new one. You can also double click if you want. So here we will see a blank page with some settings. We have the truck code, which is a sample truck. The description is a 12 bay truck, means that it has 12 pallets or bays. Load method is the side loading. Cabin color could be whatever you want. And here we will select the number of bays. It will be 12. It will be 6 rows of 2. One for the pilot and one for the co-pilot side. The axle configuration we will use, right now we will use C2 is just your basic 2-axle configuration. We will use a C3, which is 1 axle in the front in the cabin and 2 in the rear in the left. Okay, now we will add the bays. We said that we will be working with large bays and medium bays. The medium bays are the ones that will go on top of the wheels, on top of the rear wheels. So we just start selecting the bigger ones until we get to the rows that are at the end. And there we will use the middle ones. So here, for instance, we have large, large, and these 4 will be medium, 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 and medium again. Okay. We still see the drawing has been updated, but we only see them in one position. So now we will enter also the row number. The first 2 are the first row, the second one, and the third row. Each one have 2 bays per row. 5, and we have 6 rows because we have 6 by 2. Okay, now we see that they're all aligned, but they're all in the middle. So we want to separate them. We have the length of that's the length of the bay. And then we have the X coordinate, which extends all the way to the top. It does it automatically because we enter the row number. And now we will work with the Y, which is the transversal to the truck axis. So here we will add a dimension that is bigger than the width of the pallet, or the width of the bay. So in this case, it's 1/100, 1.1 meters. And we do it every other bay. And we see how the drawing is being updated. Okay, so we see that the drawing is almost set. We see that we have now 6 by 2. If we want to see it here, we could also see it. Okay, we have the side view, but we see that the truck axles are not aligned with the middle of the base, with the medium-sized base. So we will move it. We will move the rear axle. We'll move it backwards by just entering another X coordinate, but that's too much. Let's put, which is more or less. We can have, if we go to the truck and measure it, we will have the exact values. So we can adjust this one too. Let's put 4,200. That's too close. 3,800. And here we can put 5,000. Right, 4,900. Yeah, that's approximate. Okay, so now we go to the bays and we just want to, these two, which are the ones that have a medium-sized bay, we will lift them a bit up. Okay, and this is where we take into account the difference between the maximum height. Remember that it was 2 meters, 86 millimeters, and 1506 millimeters. The difference between those two values is 580 millimeters. So for the medium size, we'll put a Z value, okay, which is vertical, of 580 to these 4 bays. And now we have them well aligned at the top, okay? We can move this a bit back, go 4,950, or just put, yeah, and this will be 3,850. This is a bit approximate. Let's put it 3,900. Okay. And it's just a bit, I guess. It more or less works. Okay, so now we have a truck here. We have a truck where we have the axles, they have been aligned. We have the bays and their capacity. Okay, this column here is for overflow. That's if we want to allow the bays to be filled with a bit more of space. Okay, that's most of the time it's not used, but we can do exceptions. That's if you can load, for instance, items on top of the truck. And then we also have a sequence. If we select it here, the custom loading option, then we will be able to add the sequence here. But this is not the purpose of this example. We will just save this truck. Now when we save it, we have this sample truck here. We double click it, we can edit it, and here we have our truck. Thank you.